Welcome
to Danica Daycast.
Episode
Tell
30.
me, Daniel. Oh my God.
Dirty 30. So sometimes on previous episodes of the Danica Daycast, you've seen a camera cut from the main camera to a camera just for me to a camera just for Monica.
Ooh.
Today, we're going from a 3-camera setup to a 2-camera setup. But you won't see it cut to me. You won't see it cut to Monica. You know where they're going to see it, Monica?
Well.
They're going to see it cut to the forks. Do you know why, Monica?
Because you're so...
Because I have autism flowing through my veins.
Or you're
I got
obsessed,
autism in my
or
fingers.
you're obsessed with every little detail.
In my toes. And what I want to talk about, which I've heard is important with other autistics as well, is like the cutlery has to be just right. Or my little autistic body and fingers and hands and knees and all of these things, I just can't take it. So actually, wait, I got to check real quick to make sure that we can see the forks on the main camera. I didn't even realize that. Okay, give me a second.
What do you mean?
I'll be back. Talk to the
I thought
people.
you checked it already.
I thought I did too.
He's being obsessive with the camera. Everybody, hold on. Embrace the moment. Daniel will be back in just a moment. Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Ready to explain his favorite forks.
So one of the best things about autism is
Obsessing over forks.
understanding
Why are you not like this
cutlery.
with spoons?
I am, but Monica, if we did spoons, here's the thing. I thought about this. I genuinely thought a lot about this, okay?
What do you like more, forks or spoons?
Let me get through my explanation.
Okay.
Here's forks, by the way. Here's the thing. If we did spoons, because we got forks, spoons, knives, right?
Yeah.
If we did spoons, we'd have to do not just tablespoons, but also teaspoons. That's too much. And if we did knives, we could do knives, but knives are a bit boring, right? So I think let's start off with some of the more exciting content out there without going too in depth with like 30 different options. And look, people, if you want to see me talk about spoons or knives later on, let me know. Maybe we'll have a knife spoon episode. Who knows?
I prefer spoons.
Okay, but also really depends on the meal you're eating.
But maybe we should have sporks.
We're not, listen, we don't own a sport.
Maybe we
We're not
should
a
start
sport-
owning sporks.
We're not a spork household.
Maybe we should be.
I don't know how I feel about sporks. I feel like it's something new that you're trying to push on me, and like, I don't know if I appreciate that. But what I was trying to say earlier
Okay, you go ahead.
is we got 2 cameras. We got the main camera, we got the fork camera, and we have every variant of fork that we own. Okay?
Yes.
I'm going to go through them.
Yes.
I'm going to rank our forks.
I'm going to defend my favorite forks.
Yeah, I already know.
Because you're going to poo-poo
that
on
your
them.
your choices are bad. Okay. Here's the Dan Hendley fork rating 2023. Who will win the Fork Olympic Games? Let's find out. First of all, this little, can you see this? Look at this thin little wimpy dimpy. I like a little wimpy butter knife, just to be clear. Like the little ones, ooh, those are good. Fork, I want something more. I want some more, not meat on it, not like meat on the bones, but like, like, oh. This is what I call like an emergency fork, right?
Yeah,
if
that's
all
what
the
I
other
said
forks,
when you had it on the thing.
if all the other forks are gone,
Yeah.
and it's between either getting my hands wet and washing a fork or just using what's available and clean, that's when I use this.
Yes.
Only in case of emergencies. Aside from that, though, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've thought of like throwing these forks out and saying, be gone with you. We never need these forks.
We only have 2 of them. Why?
It's too many.
It's too emergency
It's too many.
forks.
We have too many. It's too many of these forks. This is the worst fork. If you invented this fork, I hope you're ashamed of yourself.
But that fork only lasted one day, and then it got
So-
all deformed.
Look, well, you say it's deformed, but then every one that we have is kind of deformed like it. But that's another
Yeah,
reason
I
why
know.
I don't like this fork. This is
Maybe-
also a rating of our forks as is right now.
Okay.
I do not like this fork. This gets an F-. Bad fork. Do not like it. Boo. Then we got its ugly little cousin right
don't
here.
defend it.
Look at this.
No.
Still a little thin. Ooh, I'm blowing
No,
away.
I like this fork.
There's nothing for me to hold. There's nothing for me to grasp.
It's great. I love this one.
If you want, I don't believe in hell, but I think if there is a
No,
hell,
but it's-
this is the fork they give out.
but it's easy to grab stuff because you
No.
see how it's like so square.
There's nothing
it's,
here.
It's squarish.
I don't
Up
hold.
here, like the forks are squarish, and then it makes it easier to grab stuff.
Here's the thing. I don't hold a fork by this.
No,
I
no,
hold
no,
a fork.
I hold the fork like this, and then it's easier to grab stuff or put it like or fork it like this.
I'm telling you, it's a bad fork. If it wasn't for this fork, this would be last place. These are close.
No,
but
but-
the one point is it does have a better head. This one's more deformed. I think the cameras will show. But bad fork.
But I love that fork.
Your
Stop
opinion is
dissing my
wrong.
fork.
Your opinion is wrong. All right. Third worst fork. And you're
Okay,
probably
this is my actual favorite one.
once again, I don't trust your opinions on this.
Okay,
So the
well-
issue with these two is too thin. Okay, look at this. Ooh, it's flimsy. It's going to fly away. It's going to break in the wind. This fork here. Look at this. You can
Well,
actually
I love
hear that.
fork. That fork is the best one. It's because it's heavy.
It's thick. It's
But it's
round.
heavy. I love heavy forks.
It's too.
It's really heavy, and you can grab it like this, and it's like a great feeling.
It's too much. This fork is too much. This is like a D- fork. Like it's a step up from the other ones, or an F+. I don't think there's a plus or minus with Fs, but if there were, this would be a good F+. It still gets a failing grade. I'll still avoid this as much as I can because like there's nothing really for me to hold on to. I feel like if I'm out in the rain with this fork, or if I got oil all over my hands, it's going to slip right out. But the more important thing is it's not comfortable. I never feel
No, it's
I never feel
comfortable.
safe holding this fork.
But it's comfortable if you grab it like this, like the way I eat.
Nah, you're wrong.
And you can do it either hand, this one. Because sometimes I change hands. And
Why
this
are
is
you
great.
being? But you're not ambidextrous, are you?
When I eat and when I do sports, I'm both hands.
All right, who knows? But my point is this one, look, sure, it's thicker, but it's almost like totally round all the way through. And it's not something I can hold on to.
Stop dissing my favorite fork.
All right, now we're getting kind of like in the D tier, okay? This fork, it's getting a little better. Like, it's similar in overall style to this, but this is like, it's grown a little. It's like widened out a little. There's just enough for me to hold on to it where it feels solid. It feels sturdy. It's not particularly comfortable in the hands, but I can use this. Baby, I can use this fork all day long, and I'll have no issue with it. Sorry, I do have some issue with it, but it's a step up from what's come before, but it's still not ideal.
Sorry.
It's still a little, I think my biggest complaint is right here at the bottom. It kind of gets a bit too wide. It's too thick. It goes thin, and then boom.
If I had to rate this one, I don't like this one.
Yeah, okay, so I think this is our first time agreeing. Bad fork, but there are worse forks.
Well, this one is like at here on my rating. It's like here before this one. It's after this one.
Okay, so it's not the worst fork, but it's still a bad fork.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
On my
I'm glad we
rating.
agree.
It's worse.
Yes.
You have it where it's better. Mine would be where it's worse.
Now this fork, now we're starting to get to the ones that I genuinely do enjoy.
No,
okay?
I don't enjoy that
This
one.
is like a solid B, okay?
There's nothing to grab.
There's a little indent kind of here. You can kind of do it. This is a fork that I often go to. My
No,
only real
this
complaint
one, I drop this one a lot.
is it's
on the
a little
floor.
short and it's a little wide up top. You know, if it was just a bit longer, it'd be pretty good. Now, a bit longer and a bit thinner. Now that brings us to the next three forks, which honestly are pretty similar to one another. All right. Now we start getting like, this is like maybe like a B minus. Now we're looking at like B plus A minus. Okay. This fork, honestly, if we didn't have any other forks, I would be perfectly happy eating with this fork for a very long time to come. Okay? This is a good fork. Look, it's a great length, right? You can just eat your full-on meal using this fork. Good grip. Nice kind of thickness. It's not like overly round overall. It feels solid. It feels sturdy. If you said to me, Dan, you need to pick one fork to eat for the rest of your life, this would be a slight compromise, but overall I'd be pretty happy. In fact, I'll say this I would rank higher if it wasn't for the top fork that we have in the list, which kind of made me rethink forks forever because it's that great. But we'll get to it. Okay? Really solid fork. B plus or A minus. Now the next two, these are easily.
But you didn't even talk about the best part of this fork.
What, this little thing?
Yeah, you didn't talk about.
I don't care for the
details.
decorations.
I like the decorations,
but it's about.
It looks like a finger.
It's about the feel.
With the nail.
It's about the feel in the hand.
It looks like a finger and then the nail.
Look, when
I
you're,
just like it. Okay.
It's fine. I'm not knocking this fork.
You didn't even talk about the details.
It's a nice touch when you want to look at it, but these aren't decorative forks, right? The purpose of the fork
but sometimes
is for me to shovel food into my mouth.
If I don't like the fork, I like it for the detail.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I'm a very visual person.
That's fine. But with me, it's all about how's it feel in the hands. Look, if it's how it looks, this probably be number 2.
But sometimes this is just fun, like when you're eating, then you can just stroke the nail.
Do you do that?
Looking. Yeah, I'm weird.
Okay. Now this is the third best fork. Honestly, I'm going to bring these two out together. This one and this one. So I like this one because it's a smaller fork and it depends on the meal, but like...
No, this slips out of your hand so easily.
Have you heard people say, like, you should use smaller plates because then you won't, like, overeat? Like, when you have, like, a larger plate, you're more likely to eat more.
Overindulge.
Because, like, yeah, because you look at how full is the plate, and then you eat past the point that you're full, and then, like, 20 minutes later, you're like, ugh. I kind of think the same thing with forks. Like, if I want to enjoy a meal more and, like, take my time with it, that's where I'll choose the smaller fork. But honestly, if I'm like, you know, in a little bit more of a rush, I just want to kind of get on with my day, I'll go with this one. They're basically the same fork. They got a great feel in the hand. I really can't emphasize that enough. They feel really
they
nice.
Just slip out of your hand.
Honestly, solid forks.
There's nothing to grab. It just slips out of your hand, and it's the same thickness. And then it gets thinner near the end.
Look, I can kind of balance the back on my finger a little.
It just slips out of your hand. This is inconvenience. I would rate this after. So
you're wrong. You are so wrong.
These ones
You're so wrong.
After like the bad one. This one. It would go before this one because this one is better. I
highly disagree, but you're okay to have your list. Look. It's not that I'm trying to convert you.
I'll show you my list after.
You show me your list after, because I'm probably going to disagree with it. But look, these forks, if it wasn't for what comes next, these would be top, without a doubt. I was eating with these forks for years and years and years, and I was so happy. I would look through all of our forks just to find one of these, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm very happy. I'm very content. It's a forking good time.
Yeah. Tell me
which is why I want to name this podcast episode, I think. I think we call this one a forking good time. But very good forks. This one, if I want to just quickly eat my meal, and this one, if I want to take my time with it. Although realistically, that's probably all in my head. I probably eat them at the same rate. But yeah. Now, this fork was added to our collection more recently. This, brace yourselves, boys and girls. This is the best fork I have used in my whole life. And honestly, wait, I don't even know if that's the right way of phrasing it. I don't think I truly lived until this fork came to our possession. Okay? First of all, perfect shape. Look at this bend. My thumb goes right here. Oh, I'm scooping, I'm eating. I don't have a single complaint with the shape of this fork. It's thick, it's solid. Look, if I had to if I was in prison or in some hole and I had to dig my way out,
A hole?
and you said, Dan, you get one fork that needs to be sturdy. It's going to last you until you make your way out. And if it breaks on you, tough luck. You're there for life. I would trust this fork with my life. It's sturdy. It feels good. It feels comfortable. I feel like I could go through hours and hours and weeks, maybe even months and years of digging and still have this old reliable fork. It's the perfect shape. It's sturdy. The head of it is just right. Look at that. Look at the bend. You know what this says to me? You know what this says? Elegance. You're living life at the fullest when you eat with this fork. Honestly, I don't know who made this fork. If you're a fork company and you want me to like give you a shout out, do sponsors, like ad reads for your forks, I'll do it for free if you made this fork. I will give you free ad reads. All I ask for is a few more of these, okay? This is not sponsored, but I would like it to be. Please reach out to me. I want to thank the person who made this fork person. Actually, that's a ridiculous statement because this fork did not come from a man, a woman, a child, an elephant, I don't know, anyone else. This fork came from the gods themselves up above. On the 7th day, God rested. On the 8th day, he made this fork. So I love this fork. This fork is everything to me. If you ever find the opportunity to buy a fork just like this, please do. This has been Fork Rankings with Daniel. Input from Monica. I have achieved peak autism. You now know the best fork, in my view. But now, let's hear from Monica. Monica.
Okay, can I have time to rearrange this?
You can have time to rearrange.
And while you talk about something.
I'll talk about something.
Okay.
Okay, so one of my big issues with modern Spider-Man is they stopped letting him grow over time. Like it really ended when they made Mary Jane have a miscarriage. It's true. And then they really only acknowledged the baby for like an issue or two. And then life kind of goes on. The clone's dead. They keep resetting him. They keep making him seem younger and younger. I'm reading the Nick Spencer run finally. And they made Spider-Man was in his like late 20s, maybe early 30s before. And now he's like 25 again or something. That's ridiculous. I want to see a Spider-Man that can grow up, a Spider-Man that can mature. But they keep they kill off the baby. Right? Spider-Man's going to have a baby. Let's kill the baby. Aunt May's going to die. Let's bring Aunt May back. Spider-Man's eating wheat cakes again. Right? Spider-Man's he's successful. He started his own business.
This is what he talks about every day.
He told me to talk for a little while. My point is, I want to show me like a Peter Parker, like in his 30s.
He's got a baby kid that's crying.
I want him with like, I want him to have a baby.
Suffering
but then I want
life
the baby
crises.
to age. I want it to move on.
I want to see Spider-Man with white hair, and he looks like Gandalf.
Well, not with Gandalf. If you want to see Spider-Man with white hair, read Spider-Man Life Story. Oh, they're also they're doing Spider-Man Reign 2, where the first one is radioactive.
She gets cancer in that story.
Yeah, because he's got the cancer come. Yeah. So I don't know what he's going to do next.
I find that so dumb. She never died from it before. Come on, it can't be their first time.
No, it's not like it suddenly kills her. It's over time. Things build up. Kind of like how Doc Ock, he took too many beatings, and it's not like a one-time thing. It's over time, again and again and again. Because Spider-Man, usually when he fights villains, he pulls his punches if you're not super strong, right? But Doc Ock, he was never pulling his punches, just beating the crap out of this man with superhero strength. People forget Spider-Man can lift a massive office building. He can lift it, right? So imagine that force just wailing into this old dude. Anyways. All right, I'm done talking. You got your
Yeah, I got my fork display already.
Okay. Ooh. Whoa. Wow. Okay.
So,
okay. I'm going to have some issues with this. Wow.
So, the
Trash fork.
The trash fork still is at the same rating.
Bad fork.
And then after this, we have this one that's slippery.
I can't look at you the same after this.
It's slippery and always falls on the ground, and that's why I don't like this fork, because there's nothing to grab onto, and then it's just slippery. Then after that, we have this one, only because it's short, and even if it's wide, the only reason it's further along than this one is because, like, at least there's something to hold on to, the roundness.
You said this one is always slipping out of your hands, though.
Yeah, but the only thing saving it from being over here is that it's rounder and it doesn't slip as much.
That's good.
And now, this one is only here because it's the same. It's the same fork.
You're crazy.
But it's longer and it's still slippery. But it's the fact that it's longer is helping.
It's not slipping.
Then
this is a bad fork.
This one, I like it because then the way I hold the fork is like, it feels
you
good.
hold it like a caveman.
I do hold my
food good.
I do hold my forks weirdly, okay? But it's I feel like it's the dyslexia.
Is that part of it?
And also because I use both hands, so it's the same grip with both hands.
You say you use both hands like it's like
no, like if I mean, like, you know, if I switch hands, then it's the same.
Okay.
And it just feels good when I grip it.
Okay.
Because of how wide this is, and it's got a good, like, platform here, like it's wider and it's longer. Then I have this one. It's
such a good fork.
That's better than this one only because the decoration, and I get to play with it while I'm not eating.
You should be eating. It's like the food comes out, you're like, ooh, time to play.
But if it wasn't for this decoration, I think I'd like this one better.
Okay.
But it's just fun, you know. You get to just like the ripples and everything when you touch it. It's great. Now we have this one. So this one,
I don't understand how you could place it third. I don't. That's number one for sure. And when I see your next two, so
it's because
crazy.
I feel like this one is too bendy. Like,
no, it's perfect.
And I need something more heavy, and this feels like not heavy enough. Like, this one is more heavy, but for some reason it's here because, like, even though it's bendy, it still feels good, a good grip. But other than that, like, I feel like there should be something more, like, decoration about it. But, like, it's the thing that I like the most about this one is that it's wide here compared to, like, this one, which is not wide here. It
feels so good in the hands.
But I feel like the only reason that it's third best is because of the wideness here. When you
All right.
Okay, so
you can eat lunch with this one today.
I was very struggling between these two. It's like a tie between these two.
Of the worst. They're so different. Okay. They're so different. They're so different from each other. How is it a tie? They're like complete opposites. You got thin little blows away in the wind. You got thick. Look at this thick thing.
So I feel like the only reason why this one's not top one is because this one's heavier, and I like heavy forks. But it's because this one, I feel like it's like the it's like a perfect way to stab stuff with, because of how wide it's like a square. It's like a square, like stabbing. It's great for stabbing your food with. That's why, because it's like it holds like more sturdier when you spoon it.
Okay.
Fork it, I mean.
Walk me through your number one.
And then
Tell me your flawed reasoning of why it's the best.
this is the best because of
So
the way.
uncomfortable.
It's best because of the way that I hold it.
Okay.
So because then it's like it's the best feeling like
Okay.
this. And also like how heavy it is. Like I feel like I could hold this every day. Like it's just like it's the right amount of weight on this end. And it's how I need it to be. And the only thing that I like a bit less is like the space here,
Yeah.
that some of them have wider, but like just the weight of it makes it like the best feeling, because I like feeling the weight of a fork. But if I want the wideness, this is the best one. Now you can dish on my favorite if you want.
Well, you know my opinions. You know I think you're very wrong about this. But you're entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I disagreed with yours because you disagreed with mine. But
I know a lot of people disagree with my thoughts.
How many people are you like bringing these like 9 or 10 like forks to and being like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of what's a lot of people disagree with you? How many people are you like quizzing on this?
No, it's just
You're like, hello, sir. Do you have a minute of time?
It's just like that time
Please feel these 10 forks.
when you were like talking to our friend Charlotte and you were like, which one is the best? And she had like similar thoughts to you.
No, she was totally wrong. She was totally wrong. She disagreed with me.
Oh,
yeah.
She did?
Yeah, she had poor...
I don't remember.
She's not an expert in forks like I am. You and Charlotte can go be wrong together.
Oh. Well, she still dissed my favorite fork. She was like... oh.
Well, this flimsy... Didn't we get this from the dollar store?
I got it from the dollar store, but it's still one of my favorites. So there.
You should melt it down.
So there, dollar store. I support you.
Why? All right. This has been...
Forktastic.
Forktastic? If you want to see us do that with spoons or knives later, let us know.
I doubt it.
I got my spoons.
I doubt anybody else cares, really.
I think though we might be on something. I would love to be like a fork reviewer, you know, learn everything there is to know about forks. I realize this is kind of how I feel about them. That'd be a good show. Imagine like every day I'm forced to use like the same kind of fork over and over, and then I can like rank it. Hey, one thing I want to talk about quickly. You want to talk about what we did yesterday?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start.
Well, we went to Toronto yesterday, so here's where our minds are at right now. For those of you who don't know, we sell the shirts we're wearing. That's us. That's our business. Woo! We're on a small business. We're artists. We share ideas, but you're the one that makes like the final art and everything. And we sell it on like shirts, crew necks, yada, 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 stickers, pins, prints, all that fun stuff. Been selling online, been selling at markets, but we kind of want to like be in some stores, you know, like smaller stuff. Like, I don't know. We walked around Toronto yesterday. We stopped by a few different places where we think it'd be cool to like see our stuff in and talk to some people, and we'll see where the future takes us and all that fun stuff. But one thing I want to kind of ask you guys is there a store that you know of somewhere in Canada that you think would be a good fit for Danica Daydreams? Ideally something small. Like we think of like, you know, there's big places which would be cool to get into. Like, hey, it'd be cool if we were in like Spencer's one day, for example. Or it'd be cool if we were in like this or this or this. We got to think more realistically, right? Start small, kind of grow from there. if you know a store that we should be like looking out to try to get our products in, comment it below. We're genuinely interested. Because yeah, we just want to kind of expand out a little bit, grow this little business of ours, take over the world. Yeah, so if there's a store where you think like our artwork would be a good fit, just hey, comment it below. Something in Ontario, ideally like Toronto or something around that area. But yeah, anyways, one reason I want to talk about it is like I know we have different like views of Toronto, but I love the city. Anytime I'm there, I always have such an amazing time. One thing that I love about where we live right now is we live like about an hour away from Toronto. So if we want to go see a concert or we just want to like walk around the streets one day, we can. But also you get like every kind of person in Toronto. There's like a little bit of everything. And sometimes you get the weird ones approaching you on the street. Like we're just walking around minding our own business. And this one dude comes up and he goes... And I'm like, oh, okay. We kind of stop for half a second and then we keep walking. And he starts talking to us as we're walking. He starts going on about like Anthony Kiedis standing with Mark blah, blah, blah. He's like, it's his photograph I saw. It changed my life. And he was like trying to pull out his phone to show us. We just kind of kept walking past and was like, all right, man, no, we're good. But he's like, you have to see this. I'll Google this picture. This changed my life. And I love that. I love like that's just kind of what you get, you know. You go, you never know who you're going to run into.
Ready for that. I was like, oh,
yeah. It's not like we were talking to a guy. We're just kind of walking past him, and then he starts talking to us about Anthony Kiedis and this other man. And I kind of now wish though that I did see the photo, but sometimes when you start those conversations with people, it turns out to be like a 20-minute thing, and it was like,
yeah,
we're here for business. We got to keep going. Good talking to him or whatever. But just think though, that one photograph changed his life. I wonder if we could change ours as well. If we're ever back in Toronto and we just bump into that random dude again, let's stop and see the picture.
I think he's just on hard drugs.
Maybe he is. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe it's just a fun fella. But either way,
I don't think
the photo
picture alone can change your life.
I strongly disagree with that. I strongly. Yeah, I 1000% disagree with what you just said. I don't know if that picture specifically could change my life, but yeah, of course a photograph can change your life.
I feel like maybe like I know that you like Toronto and like
I love the busyness.
That's what I don't like about it, that it's too busy.
Well, one thing
I feel stressed. It just fills up my stress when everything's like too much.
No, that's fair. And to be fair, like you grew up on a farm, right? You're not used to being like around tons of people. One thing I love about it is like anytime, like we live in like a small to medium-ish size city, you know, nothing too big. I don't like going outside during the day all the time because like and I've been hearing people, autistics on like TikTok talking about it, but it's just like anxiety and fear of just being perceived by people. Right? Knowing that other people are looking at you, are they judging you? Are they going to say something that's going to kind of bring you down? Are they like thinking this about you? Or I get so self-conscious when I know that someone else's eyes are on me. And when you're in a smaller kind of spot where, you know, maybe you're walking up or down the street and you pass by like a person every like few minutes or so, I'm very, very aware of that. And I don't feel comfortable with that. And it's always... I don't know, it's kind of intimidating just like being outside and being surrounded by... Most people freak me out. I'm rarely comfortable. But when you're surrounded by a lot of people, that kind of goes away from me because I'm just like one in a crowd of many, right? If it's just me or someone else, I notice them, they notice me. But if it's me, someone else, and like 30 other people at any given time, most people aren't really noticing me. If they do see me, they see me for 2 seconds and I go my way, they go their way. So I like that. One thing I love about a busy city is being able to kind of blend in with a crowd, and then I feel less self-conscious about myself. And there's less of this anxiety of just being perceived by people. Because like I said, people freak me out. Like I don't like going into stores. You know, because what if someone's looking at me or someone's talking to me? I don't like going out for walks during the day. I love going out at night. I love going out at night when it's peaceful and it's calm, and maybe you pass one or two people, but mostly it's just a couple cars going by, nothing too busy and crazy. That's what I love. And I feel like when you go to a busy city like Toronto, it's just that. It's just do, 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 do. I can be more comfortable. I can blend in. No one's like, I'm not as freaked out by that, you know? But that's me. And everyone's different.
But then there's always something happening.
Yeah, that's what I love. There's always something happening.
It's too much then.
There's always something. Well, I've also said before, like, I'm very much, and it's probably a good little bit of the tism, but I'm very much somebody who I either like things to be pretty much fully one way or fully another. Like, I like to be off or on. And I either like things to be totally quiet and peaceful, or I like things to be busy. You know, it's that middle ground that freaks me out. And I know that if I go on a walk around town here during the day, I'm going to be somewhere in that middle. There's going to be some people, there's not going to be a ton of people, you know. And I want there either be nobody else around or everybody around, you know. It's like I've said a few times, like I feel more comfortable in a mosh pit than a shopping mall, right? If I'm on, I want to be on. If I'm off, I want to be off. And yeah, it's pretty much, I could either be in the middle of nowhere, which eventually I get bored, or I can be around everything, you know? That's where I am. That's me. Me, my little brain. I don't know. How about you? Do you like the middle? Like, is that where you're most comfortable, you'd say?
I don't know. I feel like my brain's always off. Like, unlike you always talk about your brain being on and off.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
always
my
on.
brain is constantly
horrible.
off and there's no thoughts going through.
I'm very jealous of that.
Till like you tell me something or someone tells me something, then the minute they say something, then I worry, and then all my brain is filled with worries.
Oh, that sounds bad too.
But if like if nothing's happening in my brain and it's just off. So sometimes it's just really hard to concentrate and be on and concentrate, because like it's really hard to concentrate.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm not like that. Like I would love it if I could just shut my brain off for a bit. I actively try to get away from my thoughts. It's not always.
Sometimes I feel like I need to think more and then like have more thoughts. But yeah, and if I do have like thoughts, it's like images. It's not like a voice talking constantly. It's more like only my worries that are.
So do you not have like an internal monologue?
I do, but it's only if I worry.
That
and
sucks.
then like if I don't worry, then it's just like, and I have thoughts, it's just like visual like images of me doing something that I want to do.
Huh. That's interesting.
But other than that, it's I hate the voice inside my head. I don't want it there. I just want it to be nothing and like images.
All I want is nothing. Yeah.
But I feel like that's weird, and I feel like maybe that's only me.
No, I think there's lots of people like that. I think everyone's different. I think that's the cool thing, you know, like everyone's brain works a little differently. And I mean, especially us, we're both neurodivergent in our own little ways. I got the tism, you got the dyslexias. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's important that people talk about, you know, kind of the way that their mind works like that. I've always said after my autism diagnosis, one of the first things I did was go to YouTube and hear other people talk about how their brain works. And it made me feel less alone, you know, hearing people describe things that I've always felt, but that I never really heard other people put words to, you know. It makes you go from feeling like I'm the only freak out there like this to, oh, there's more people like me. There's a lot more people like me, and there's comfort that comes with that, you know? But anyways, Monica, do you know what time it is? What time is it, Monica?
It's drawing time!
So, for those of you who don't know, drawing time. Woo!
The forks might be in the way. I'm just gonna. Yeah.
All right, let's do this quick. I'm getting dizzy. We haven't had breakfast yet. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know,
Is it my turn to shake? I think the last time I picked.
I think so, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, drawing time is the time when we draw. If you have an idea of what you want us to draw, comment it below, and we'll throw it in the hat. We might just pick it next time. All right, Monica, so shake, 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 and I pick. Oh, this one. Bird head virus. Is it virus?
Yeah.
Bird head virus. People grow bird head on their body. Is that right? Bird head virus. People grow bird head on their body. All right. Pour vous?
Yes.
Oui. So you know how because you're all bilingual and stuff, it's very common for you or others to speak like a mixture of like French and English.
Yeah, sometimes it's annoying inside my brain because then my brain goes blah, 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 blah. It's like an explosion when it's confused of which language to use or when the translation in my head is wrong, and then I just spew out like whatever I can, and then you're like, what are you trying to say?
So my question to you is like, what about when you have like a French and an English word that like sound the same but they're totally different? Like, what if it's like you in a group who all badly need to use the bathroom? Somebody asks, "Do you all need to use the bathroom?" And you say, "Oui, oui, we need to wee wee."
Why would I say that?
because it's French and English. Oui, oui. Like, yes, yes.
I feel like it's...
We need to wee wee. Like we need to pee.
It's more simple than you think it is. Like,
well, yeah, wee wee. We need to wee wee.
Like, if someone's talking to me in English, like, my thoughts in my head will be, like, in English. And then if someone's talking French, it will be, like, my thoughts in French. It's like, it just switches. There's just, like, a switch that I can switch to. But, like, sometimes if my brain is tired, then it might get stuck in translation, and I'm just like, bleh. But no, it's no, like, actual words that come out. It's just like a bleh.
Bleh.
Like, it's like a word vomit. But the word won't make any sense.
Wee wee, we need to wee wee. Are birds real? Nobody knows.
What do you mean?
No one really knows if birds are real.
Like, to what extent?
Well, some people say birds are just robots made by the government.
I don't think that's true. Why would the government make robots that poop on you?
To spy on us.
I don't think...
Have you actually had bird poop on you? I haven't.
I think so, once. Those birds.
Sounds like an experience. Did you have to pay for it?
What, how do I pay for it? I don't understand.
I don't know. Just assume some people like that.
What? Why would they like that?
You know, everyone has their own little things.
gross. I don't think anybody enjoys that.
Some do. Yeah, I think I'm all done. Bird virus, come get your bird virus today.
How do you write invading?
Invading.
Is it in and then vading?
Yes.
Is it with a V?
Yes.
Okay.
I spell invading. Is it in and then fading?
That's how my brain works, okay?
Okay, well, you got it right. Oh, by the way, brain is spelled B and then rain.
That's great.
Yeah. It's fork time. It's a fork place. Don't forget, I'll poop right on your face. What? Ooh. Alrighty. We're all done? We got the bird stuff?
Yeah.
We got the bird stuff! All right. So, first of all, here's mine. This is, okay, so first of all, we got birds up top. You got this guy right here with a bird growing out of him. And here it says, oh, by the way, he's at a little, like, duck pond. It says, don't feed the birds. There's some birds there. And then look, he's got a bird growing out of him. He's going, here you go, little buddy. And he's feeding it a piece of bread. Then you got the bird police coming in, yelling, stop! And then, yeah. And then basically, dude's flying in, attacking right here. And,
What's in the sky here?
those are birds. Because the bird police is trying to stop this guy here. But the bird police also has his own bird growing out of him, who's got his own little bird police hat.
Yeah.
So that's mine. Do not feed the birds. That's the moral of this story. All right, can we see yours?
Okay. So you got two that are have the bird virus and that have like bird heads, and then he's feeding a worm to the other bird head, and he's saying yum yum wormtastic, and then there's people in the background that you can barely see that are saying, get away, bird head are invading, and then like there's running.
Oh no. It's very sad.
Yeah.
That's very, very sad.
But they're having a good wormtastic time.
Are you like jealous of these bird people? Do you wish you could become a bird person? Oh, bird person, like Rick and Mort's.
I don't know. I feel like their brains are small. So I don't know how bad that would be and how much you could obtain in the brain.
Who knows?
And then, I don't know. And the only thing that would be cool is having like the beaks.
The beaks.
But then
The beaks.
But then does like you having a bird head, does that contribute to you craving worms?
I don't know.
These are
I don't want to eat
worries.
worms, but you just have a bird head. You still have like a non-bird body.
But what are you most afraid of? That you're craving worms?
I don't know.
Or that
Monica,
you're
I'm
eating
so
them
hungry and I don't want to talk about worms.
It turns out that you actually like them.
Vote in the comments below who's your best and what should we try next. Do you like Dan's?
Mine.
Monica's? Dan's? Or Monica's?
Yeah.
Comment below. Let us know. And this has been the Danica Daycast. Tune in next week for another episode. If you like us, you can order our art online at danicadaydreams.ca. In these final days of October, we're bringing back old art. And on the 31st, we'll bring back whatever we have left. So if you like us, check us out at danicadaydreams.ca. This has been the Danica Daycast. Goodbye. 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 Bye.
Goodbye.